Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Purple. Haven't brought you guys a build video in a while, and if you guys have been wanting one, so today I'm bringing you guys my Blades of Darkness build. Now, if you guys didn't see, I did post a 1v4 with this video a couple days ago. I will leave the link in the description below. I will also have the pop-up of the link right here. Bam! Now, going into the stats right off the bat, 40k max stam, or max stam, 40k max mag, 21k max health, almost 15k stam, 3k spell damage, 51% spell crit, 1245 magic recovery, 200 health recovery, and 1200 stamina recovery. The reason why my magic recovery is so low, I'm not running the Atro this patch. I'm actually running the Shadow. Reason being, I want extra crit damage because I am using War Maiden with this build, so I want to be able to hit people as hard as possible. Also, Dark Conversion got buffed a couple patches ago, so you can sustain very well with Dark Conversion. For those of you that aren't familiar with Dark Conversion, what it does is it's 2k stam, and you get 9600 health, and you also get 4700 magicka. So it's a really cheap move that gives you a lot of health and a lot of magicka, which honestly I feel like the move is a little bit overpowered, but you know, I'm not going to judge it because I'm a Sorc, so I love it. It works great for me. I don't actually run Power Surge open world. I was just doing that to show you guys my spell damage. I run Entropy, reason being I like to proc the Might of the Guild passive, which gives you 20% extra damage on your upcoming moves. Like every time you use a Mage's Guild ability, your next move is going to get 20% extra damage. So with Entropy on my front bar, I'm actually sitting at 40,700 max mag, and spell damage goes down just a little bit, but not too much. Recovery goes up a little bit. But yeah, those are basically the stats. Going over the sets that I'm using, 2-piece Bloodspawn. Now, the reason why I'm using Bloodspawn, if you look at the Sorc passive right here, I think it might be under Exploitation. No, it's under Daedric Summoning. Power Stone. Reduce the cost of your ultimate abilities by 15%. So any single ultimate that you use on a Sorcerer, it's already reduced by 15%. So that means that my Dawnbreaker is going to cost less than it would cost on other classes. It only costs 107 on a Sorc, and my backbar ultimate is a healing ult, the Resto ult, which is only 85 ultimate. What Bloodspawn is doing for me on my Sorc, when I take damage, I have a 6% chance to gain 14 ultimate and increase my physical and spell resistance by 6400 for 6 seconds. Now, I know a lot of people are like, why are you using, you know, they're going to be like, why are you using Bloodspawn on a magic sorcerer? Because, you know, a lot of people, you know, they don't do it. They run it on, you know, maybe like a Warden or like a DK, something you want to be tanky on. But, you know, different builds, you know, you can use, you know, sets that you wouldn't normally use on certain characters to, you know, increase the performance of your character. For example, using Bloodspawn on a magic sorcerer, when I'm going to take damage, I get an extra 14 ultimate over 6 seconds, and it can happen every 6 seconds. So when I'm fighting multiple people, it's pretty much always proccing. And with my ultimate only on my front bar only being 100 and my ultimate on my back bar only being 85, if you notice in my 1vx video from the other day, I'm getting Resto ults back to back to back to back to back, and I'm getting Dawnbreakers as soon as I need them, and I'm able to burst people in a orderly fashion where I can run people out of their resources and get the burst off right when I need to. Or if I'm taking too much damage, you know, I can kind of, you know, sit back, be a little bit passive, and pop a Resto ult, which is going to really help me out a lot. Also, the physical and spell resistance is going to help out a lot too, especially with defending getting nerfed. This extra physical and spell resistance is going to be pretty beneficial. I am running War Maiden swords. They're both sharpened. I know next patch you're able to change the trait of your weapons, so next patch I'll probably go Nirnhound, but honestly I didn't really notice too much of a difference this patch with the physical and spell penetration going down. I think it's cut in half this patch, and I did add a little bit of physical and spell penetration in my CP, which I will show you guys in a little bit. Back bar is just a Resto Staff of Cags. You can use any Resto here. Preferably I would use the Master Resto if you have it, because you're going to add an extra, I think it's like 1200 magicka, which is going to help you out a lot. 5-piece, I'm running 5-piece Amber Plasm. What Amber Plasm does is it's max magicka, spell crit, spell damage, magic recovery, and stamina recovery. This is very important for Sorcerer for 1vx this patch, because 1vx, I feel like on a Sorc now is very reliant on how much you can sustain. Now, running Dark Conversion, you can sustain really well, but if you're not running a set like Shackle Breaker or Amber Plasm, you're not going to be able to keep your stam up and like long enough for you to be able to fight for long periods of time when you're in a fight. So that's why, you know, running Shackle Breaker or Amber Plasm is definitely the way to go. It gives you a lot of spell regen, gives you a lot of magic regen, a lot of stamina regen, helps out a lot. I don't have all the best traits on everything. If you notice, I have Infuse, Divines, Inpen, Sturdy. I need to get rid of that Sturdy belt, but I don't have any time to farm. Inpen hands, Inpen legs, and Inpen feet. I am sitting at 1,000 crit resist, so I'm like right at, you know, the border of like where you're supposed to be, which is pretty nice. And then just for the rest of this setup, using War Maiden for the jewelry. War Maiden, spell crit, max magicka, spell damage, adds 391 spell damage to your magic damage abilities. So if you guys noticed at the beginning of the video, it said I had 3k spell damage. I also get another 391 spell damage on top of that doesn't show up on my stat sheet, that is applied to any ability that's like, you know, magic damage. So say like my curse or crystal fragments. A lot of people are like, why are you using War Maiden on, you know, a sorcerer? Well, your main abilities, your curse and your crystal frags, they're both magic damage, so why not increase the amount of damage that you're putting out with, you know, especially on a dual build. I only have pretty much 2 damage abilities, so why not increase those to the max that I possibly can increase it, you know, to increase my chances of, you know, 1vxing, you know, higher skilled players, or, you know, when I'm outnumbered, to get those pretty dope clips. Endless Fury is not buffed by it, but Soul Assault is buffed by it. I do like, honestly, I do like Dawnbreaker a little bit better than Soul Assault now, just because you can CC multiple people with it. I know I used to always say I love Soul Assault, and I really do love Soul Assault. It's a really, really good move. It's very, very, very strong. Honestly, it's a little bit overpowered, but it's very, very, very strong now, and you can't cloak it if you're a Nightblade. So if you're fighting a Nightblade with it and they try to go cloak, they're screwed because you're going to kill them pretty quickly, and yeah, they're just going to get melted. Going into the abilities that I'm using, I am using Entropy, Endless Fury, which is my execute, Haunting Curse, Inner Light for extra max magicka, extra crit, Crystal Fragments, Dawnbreaker, Backbar, Dark Conversion, Healing Ward, Streak, Harness Magicka, Hardened Ward, and Resto Alt. Going into the CP that I'm rocking with on this build, I am using 75 into Siphoner. Now, I didn't really know where to put my points after they took out magicka reduction of the your reduction cost of your abilities for magicka abilities. So I ended up putting them into Siphoner, which is this is what used to be reduction, but now when you deal damage with a light or heavy attack, you decrease the enemy's health, magicka, and stamina recovery by 14% for 3 seconds. So if you noticed in that video when I was fighting people, I would always be light attack animation canceling with my dual wield swords on people, just to proc, you know, the Siphoner passive. Also, animation canceling is going to let me get off more crystal frags, it's going to let me get off more abilities, it's going to let me put out more damage faster. And it's just a great thing to pick up and learn. If you can learn how to animation cancel, you will take your game to the next level. Warlord, increase the cost of break free by 10%. Mooncalf, I have 10 in there, increase, you know, stamina recovery by almost 3%. 75 into Arcanist, increase your magic recovery by 14%. 37 into Shadow Ward, reduce the cost of block by 15%. I honestly didn't really know where to put the extra points at, and I don't roll at all, so I figured, you know, since I do animation cancel a lot, which is considered blocking for a little bit, why not, you know, reduce the cost of the stam that it's going to take me to block when I do block. 56 into Elfborn for 20% extra crit, 75 into Elemental Expert. You don't want more than 75 points into anything, just because you're going to get diminishing returns. Now, I did put 2,900 into Spell Pen, so since I have 3k, almost 3k Spell Pen for my CP, and I'm getting like 2,500 from both of my swords being sharpened, I'm sitting around like 5k, the same amount that you would have had last patch, without putting anything into the Spell Erosion CP passive. So it's pretty much the same as last patch with the penetration. I just, you know, put a lot more into Spell Erosion this patch. Mastered Arms, increase the damage done with your direct damage attacks, so like Crystal Frag, Dawnbreaker. I'm not sure if Curse is considered direct damage or not. I honestly don't know. I think it might be AoE damage. Don't quote me on that, but I'm not sure. If someone knows what it is, please post it in the comments down below. Don't have anything in this tree. Red Tree, 56 in the Ironclad. You know, reduce the damage taken against direct damage attacks, because every single class has direct damage attacks, so everyone's going to be putting points into Master at Arms, so why not negate a little bit of that damage that they're going to be doing to you. 43 into Hardy, 49 into Elemental Defender, 28 into Thick-Skinned, and 44 into Bastion. Now, I do believe that I am a Vampire in this build. Let me make sure. Yeah, I am a Vampire. So I have a little bit more magic regeneration, stamina regeneration, and also when I drop below 50% health, I'm going to be taking a lot less damage from people. That basically goes over everything about the build. I'd say the best ultimates around with this build would either be Dawnbreaker or Soul Assault, depending on, you know, your playstyle. If you're playing in a group, I'd probably go, you know, Soul Assault, just so you can burst people really fast. But Dawnbreaker, you can't go wrong with Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker's so good. But this was a pretty quick build video. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I'm going to be uploading a build of my Magic Nightblade here pretty soon in the next couple days, so definitely stay tuned for that. Definitely stay tuned for some more 1vx videos. It's been your boy Purple. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Until next time, guys, peace.